OG Anunoby just saved the Raptors season with that insane dagger three-pointer, the shot 2.0. But does this mean that the Raptors are back in it, and can they make a comeback in this series and take it? Let's get into it. Welcome to Amateur Hour Sports, and yes, this video comes the day after the insane shot from OG Anunoby to steal the victory from the Boston Celtics to stop the Raptors going into that 3-0 hole. Instead, it's a whole new series at 2-1, and I'm going to talk a bit about that shot, but also a bit about how I felt about the game, and also how I think this affects the ramifications of the rest of the series. So, the shot itself, we got to talk about that pass. We have to. That is one of the best passes I have ever seen in my life. Kyle Lowry on the inbound, he has a human tree, a human windmill, Taco Fall standing in front of him. What is he, 7'6"? And Kyle Lowry not only can see OG Anunoby open on the other side of the court, he can have the overhead pass over Taco Fall's hands with enough velocity that Jaylen Brown cannot recover in time to get a tip on the pass or even close out on OG Anunoby. And also, to do all of that and get it right in OG Anunoby's shooting pocket. That shot does not happen without the pass. The pass is more impressive than the shot for me. The shot's impressive enough, but that pass is absolutely phenomenal from our thick boy, Kyle Lowry. So OG Anunoby hits the shot. I thought all was lost. I thought I'd be sitting here talking about that insane Kemba Walker pass to get to Daniel Tice to win it with 0.5 seconds left. But the key is the 0.5 seconds left, which is 0.2 more than what wouldn't have been enough. If it's 0.3, you got to tip it in. That's the rule. If it's 0.4, you can take a jump shot. Same with 0.5. But OG, you look at the replay, he gets it off with 0.1 seconds left. If the Raptors fall 3-0 in this series, and I thought they were, I didn't think they'd be able to hit a shot there. If the Raptors fall 3-0 in the series, I'd be sitting here telling you the series is over, because from what I've seen from the Raptors, there was no way they were able to come back from 3-0. I mean, I don't think anybody ever has. So there's no chance the Raptors come back from 3-0. But at 2-1, you go through it one game at a time, like I said in my previous video. And the Raptors, they get it done. Honestly, I don't think the Raptors had a great game. It felt to me like the Boston Celtics, even when the Raptors found their lead, other than, the first quarter, if the Raptors found leads like maybe by 4 points, I felt like Boston were still controlling the tempo of proceedings. I didn't feel like Toronto were ever really in the driver's seat at all in the game, except for maybe the first quarter when Kyle Lowry goes off, gets those early 10 points, kind of reminiscent of Game 6 of the 2019 NBA Finals. Kyle Lowry starts going off. Marc Gasol is putting the ball in the basket, even though he was a bit of a liability on offense. Still managed to get 10 points. Kyle Lowry's going off. Still isn't shooting well from three, but kind of finally having a guy who can will the ball in the net from the half court, which is what we desperately needed. Boston have two guys who can do that in Tatum and Walker. Finally, we had somebody do that, because it's not going to be Pascal Siakam. I don't know what is going on with Siakam. Is it that he didn't get touches during the break period, that 4-month period? He's had a lot of time since we came back. Like, I get he didn't have touches at all in that period where there was the break and then we went into the bubble, but still, at this point, I really don't understand what is wrong with him, because he is not hitting his shots. He's getting frustrated and hucking up bad, low percentage shots, and he's getting in the block. He's doing his moves. He's getting to the rim a lot and still missing stuff that is just 100% from normal at time. He is starting to miss. I don't know how I can keep defending him, continue to defend a lot of the guys, because it wasn't a great performance. I truthfully didn't think that they deserved to get the win in Game 3. It's unfortunate to hear. I love that they won, obviously, but I don't think they deserve to win the game. But I say all the time, the mark of a champion is the one that gets the win even when they don't play well. So you don't play well, you still get the win, and that is exactly what the Raptors did last night. They kept the Celtics at bay with their defense. Their offense wasn't great, but with their defense, they kept themselves in the game, and they found Boston on a bad shooting night from three. They shoot 9 for 29 from three in the game. The Raptors are the ones who have the good fourth quarter this time compared to Game 2. and the Raptors put themselves in the position where they can get the win. And jeez, OG, oh my, he takes the opportunity and we get the win. We move on to game 4. I've been saying it's going to be one game at a time. I said in the comments of the previous video, it seems like every game is going to be 50-50 from here on out. You can't get more 50-50 than the way that game ended, and more than that game 3 ended. Tice hits one with 0.5 seconds left, then OG Anunoby as time expires. I feel like that's going to be how the games go from here on out. I can't really say that the Raptors are going to come alive. I've been saying it, but I can't anymore. The evidence is there. The Raptors need to grind out every win of this series. It doesn't seem like they're going to have the breakout game that's going to see them win by a comfortable amount, take control, and, control the pace and tempo of the game. After 3 games, I just can't see it happening anymore. I've continued to say it's coming. Pascal Siakam's breakout game is coming, but it didn't happen. What did break out is our backcourt. Kyle Lowry had a great game. 13 for 23 from the field, but 2 for 8 from 3. Really needs to fix that. Fred VanVleet, fantastic game as well, though we didn't shoot tremendously. 9 for 22 from the field, 5 for 13 from 3 en route to 25 points. So our backcourt was essential in this game because our bench did not get any points really. We had a combined 10 bench points. I mean, Norman Powell with 8. Serge had a very off game with 2 points off the bench. He's been the big spark off the bench. We didn't get it, yet we still win. We weren't great from the free throw line, which is a big worry because in a game that close, your free throws are going to make a difference, especially when Tatum and Kemba Walker are so consistent from the free throw line. I was saying that for the Raptors to win a game in this series, they need one player to just have a great game and the supporting cast to be there. That man was Kyle Lowry with an incredible 31 points to really shape the dynamic of the game. That was a great game, but a lot of guys didn't step up to kind of help that out. It seemed like at times it was Kyle Lowry versus the world. Fred VanVleet, as the game wore on, started to get more comfortable, started to put his shots down more often. I think he can be a little bit better considering how much he's shooting, but I think he can be a little bit more consistent from the field, and a lot of other guys can help. One of them needs to be Pascal Siakam. He shot 6 for 15, 16 points. It just needs to be better from Pascal. We need our best player to be our best player in most games. He needs to affect the game more than he is. But what's odd, his defense has still been fine because he's the best plus-minus out of anybody, including the Celtics in the game. Pascal Siakam was a plus 12. So when he was on the court, he did have an effect on the game. But I need to see that offense. If we're going to win this series, I need to see more offense from Pascal Siakam because you can't grind out. Like, the Raptors are down 2-1. The Celtics need 2 wins. We need 3. Can we grind out 3 wins without letting the Celtics get more than 2? That's going to be a very difficult task. The Raptors need to be able to break out into something they can rely on because the Celtics do a fantastic job of defending the paint. Brad Stevens has done his homework on how to defend Pascal Siakam, and he's communicated that to his players because they've almost nullified Pascal Siakam's game in the paint. They know exactly what to do to defend him in the paint. He is so ineffective right now, and he's not knocking down his threes, which allows him to clog the paint even more for when he's trying to break and drive towards the basket. I mean, I kind of highlighted by Pascal Siakam offensive foul, where Grant Williams just holds his ground. He knows exactly where Pascal Siakam is going with his layup on the fast break. This is the one that Nick Nurse actually challenged. It was Siakam's 3rd foul in the game. Grant Williams knows exactly what Pascal Siakam's going to do, draws the foul. It's just a mark of the Celtics having done their homework on how to deal with a guy like Pascal Siakam here. So Siakam needs to figure out his jump shot, or it's going to be a very difficult series for him. If he can't figure that out, it's going to be a very difficult rest of the series for the Toronto Raptors. So from what I've seen in the series, Celtics are up 2-1. They're still favorites to win this, especially the fact that I think the Celtics deserve to win Game 3 as well. I get the champions, the champions are the ones who win games even when they don't play well. But still, the Celtics were a missed three-pointer away or a bad pass away from going up 3-0 in that series. It doesn't seem to me like the Raptors have a great chance of advancing here. Do they have a chance? Absolutely, absolutely. You take it one game at a time. You win game 4, all of a sudden, it's a best-of-3 series. But you got to go in and win that game 4. It looks to me like the Celtics are favorites. The Raptors have put themselves in a great position to come back, though. But just because what I've seen, the Celtics controlling proceedings, I would predict that the Celtics advance from here. But still, we're at 2-1. It's anybody's series at this point. I think the Celtics will advance, but I know the Raptors can easily do this. They did it last year. They were down in 3 out of 4 of their series last year. The only one that they weren't was the NBA Finals. They were down 1-0 to Orlando, 2-1 to Philly, and 2-0 to the Milwaukee Bucks. This Celtics team is the real deal, but so is this Raptors team. One game at a time, go into game 4, and get that win. Get us back to even, make it a best-of-3 series, and then all of a sudden it's a wide open game again. So, anybody still watching, what do you think this means for the series? Is this OG Anunoby shot the spark that they needed to revive that offense and really take control of the series? Or is that just a lucky shot and the Celtics are still going to win the series? Or anything in between that? What do you think this means for the Raptors going forward? Let me know in the comments down below. But that is the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching. Please like the video if you like, and subscribe to Amateur Sports for more content just like this. As well, hit that notification bell. We post 4 times a week: Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday. Another video coming tomorrow as we get into the crunch time of this playoff series. We go into game 4 trying to even it up. Stay with Amateur Sports and keep it locked for that game and beyond, with lots of Raptors and NBA content on the way. At the end of the day, I believe what I say, and if you disagree, that is okay. We will see you again next time.